Have you ever taken a quiet moment to reflect and wonder, why is it that, after turning 55, certain things just don't come as easily as they once did? Back in the day, a simple thought, a tender touch, or a loving glance could stir a response in your body almost right away. But now, even when the desire is still very much there, your body might feel slower to catch up, or sometimes it may not respond at all. And when that happens, it's easy to feel confused, frustrated, even a little embarrassed. But let me reassure you, this isn't a failure, and it's certainly not a flaw. It's simply biology. You see, after 55, a man's body begins to go through some natural changes. It happens to almost every man. Hormones shift, blood flow isn't quite as efficient, the nervous system takes a little longer to send signals, and the blood vessels that once opened so easily during moments of intimacy start to lose a bit of their flexibility. Things that used to feel automatic now take a bit more care. What once came naturally might now feel uncertain. But here's the truth. This doesn't mean your days of enjoying a fulfilling intimate life are behind you. Not at all. In fact, this might be the start of something even more meaningful. Today, we're going to gently explore what's really going on inside your body, and more importantly, what you can do about it. No pills, no pressure, no shame. Just real, natural, and proven ways to support your sexual health through the way you move, the way you eat, how you rest, and even how you think. So if you're ready to understand your body better and rediscover a deeper sense of connection and confidence, I hope you'll stay with me. What you're about to learn could make a real difference, not just in how your body responds, but in how you feel about yourself, your relationships, and your future. Now, one of the most common changes men notice as they get older, though we don't always talk about it, is that firmness and spontaneity in erections begin to gradually fade. This isn't just something happening on the surface. It's something much deeper, rooted in the natural rhythm of aging. And the first step to feeling more in control again is simply understanding what's really going on. Let's begin with one of the most important hormones in a man's body, testosterone. This powerful little hormone doesn't just affect your interest in intimacy, it also plays a big role in your energy, your strength, and even your mood. But starting around age 30, testosterone begins to quietly decline. Just a little each year, about 1%. It doesn't seem like much at first, but by the time you're in your late 50s or 60s, that drop can feel more noticeable. With lower testosterone, it's common to feel a dip in desire, experience softer erections, or take a bit longer to bounce back after intimacy. Still, hormones are only one part of the story. The other major player here is blood flow. An erection, at its core, is really a matter of circulation. When everything's working well, your arteries carry blood into the penis, filling two sponge-like chambers inside, called the corpora cavernosa. As they fill, the blood gets gently trapped, and the firmness follows. But if that blood can't flow properly, or if the vessels aren't as strong or flexible as they used to be, then things don't work quite the same. So what gets in the way? Over time, those blood vessels naturally begin to lose their stretch. They stiffen a little, especially if conditions like high blood pressure, high cholesterol, or diabetes are in the picture. These health issues can damage the delicate inner lining of your blood vessels and allow plaque to build up inside, narrowing the arteries. And when the blood can't flow freely, it can't create a strong erection. There's one more piece of this puzzle that's often overlooked, a tiny but vital molecule called nitric oxide. Your body makes it naturally, and it plays a big role by telling your blood vessels to relax and open wide so blood can move easily. But here's the catch. As we age, the body makes less of it. And if your heart health isn't in great shape, nitric oxide production can be even lower. When your body doesn't produce enough nitric oxide, it has a hard time keeping the blood flowing where it needs to go. And there's one more piece we need to talk about, perhaps the most powerful of all, your mind. You see, arousal doesn't start in the body, it begins in the brain. Desire, memories, imagination, and touch all play a part. But as we get older, the nervous system begins to slow down. Signals don't travel as quickly, and sensations might not feel as sharp or intense as they once did. The space between thought and response stretches out, and it takes a bit more time, a little more stimulation, and a lot more patience to reach that same place of connection. Now, when you put all of this together, lower testosterone, reduced blood flow, less nitric oxide, and a slower brain-to-body connection, it's no wonder things feel different. But here's the most important thing. Once you understand what's going on, you're not powerless anymore. Biology isn't where your story ends. It's where it begins. So now let's take a moment to focus on something less visible, but equally powerful: your mind. Many men believe that changes in sexual performance are purely physical, but the truth is, what's happening emotionally and mentally is just as important, sometimes even more so. Let's start with stress. When life feels overwhelming, whether it's money worries, family tension, health concerns, or just the pressure to perform, your body goes into what's called the fight or flight mode. Your adrenal glands release a hormone called cortisol, meant to help in moments of danger. In small doses, cortisol can be helpful. But when stress becomes a constant companion, cortisol begins to work against you. It clouds your thoughts, lowers testosterone, raises blood pressure, and disrupts nitric oxide production. All of that makes it harder for your body to do something it once did naturally. And it doesn't stop there. Anxiety, especially the kind that shows up around performance, can create a loop in your mind, a cycle of worry and doubt that makes intimacy feel more like pressure than pleasure. The more you worry, what if I can't? Or what if I let her down? The more your brain shifts away from pleasure and into pressure. That kind of anxiety can take over your nervous system, tightening your blood vessels and quietly blocking the very thing you're hoping for. Even when your body wants to respond, your mind might be filled with noise. Will it work this time? What if it doesn't? What will she think? These thoughts can be loud, distracting, and painful. And here's what often happens next. One difficult moment leads to fear of the next, and that fear turns into a pattern. It becomes a cycle where anxiety leads to disappointment, and disappointment leads to more anxiety. But let me tell you something important. You are not broken. You are not alone. And this is not something you're going through by yourself. Understanding how your mind and body work together is a powerful first step. Because once you see that an erection isn't just a physical thing, it's deeply emotional too, you begin to take back control. The right approach, you can break that cycle. You can teach both your body and your mind to respond with calm instead of panic, with presence instead of pressure. And in just a moment, we'll begin exploring the small, everyday habits that might be quietly making things harder for you, without you even realizing it. Because while it's easy to blame age, the truth is many of the challenges men face after 55 don't come from age alone. They come from a slow buildup of daily choices, tiny actions, repeated over time, that quietly chip away at your health. Let's begin with one of the biggest culprits: sitting too much, living a mostly inactive life, spending hours each day sitting with little movement, reduces healthy blood flow and weakens your heart. And when your heart isn't working at its best, your arteries start to stiffen. They lose the flexibility they need to send blood where it's needed most, especially during moments of arousal. Lack of movement also lowers your testosterone, weakens the pelvic muscles that help with erections, and often leads to weight gain. And together, all of that can make intimacy feel more difficult and less satisfying. The good news? You have the power to turn it around. Your body, even now, is incredibly responsive. It wants to heal. It wants to function well. And with the right steps, taken consistently, not perfectly, you can begin to reverse much of this damage. That's the truth most men don't hear often enough. You're not stuck. You're not beyond repair. You're not too old, too late, or too far gone. The body may change with age, but it never stops responding to care. A cleaner diet, more movement, deeper sleep, and managing stress. These aren't just lifestyle tips. They're levers of transformation. Small, intentional changes that restore blood flow, rebalance hormones, protect your nerves, and revive your energy and desire. So whether you're just starting to notice changes or you've been silently struggling for a while now, know this: you're not alone, and there's real hope. In the next part, we'll explore the proven, natural ways you can begin to strengthen your body, sharpen your mind, and reignite the spark of intimacy. Not by fighting your age, but by working with it. Because this next chapter of your life, it can be just as satisfying, if not more, than the ones before. The beautiful thing is, these habits can change. They're not set in stone. And the best part? You don't need to turn your whole life upside down to see a difference. Just a few small, steady steps can help rebuild the foundation of your health and energy. In this next part, we'll talk about something simple yet powerful: movement. When it comes to bringing back your vitality and performance, the right kind of exercise can be a true friend. And no, it's not about intense workouts or spending hours in the gym. It's about gentle, consistent activity that supports your heart, your hormones, and healthy blood flow to the lower body. Let's start with something incredibly simple and often overlooked: walking. Just 30 minutes of brisk walking each day gets your heart pumping, helps clear out plaque from your arteries, and improves circulation throughout your whole body, including where it matters most. In fact, studies show that men who walk regularly are 41% less likely to face erectile issues compared to those who stay inactive. But walking is just the beginning. Strength training, especially exercises like squats and deadlifts, can do wonders for your testosterone levels. These movements use large muscle groups, and when those muscles are working, your body naturally produces more hormones. They also strengthen your core and pelvic area, giving you better control and confidence during intimate moments. And there's one more exercise that often gets overlooked, but it's incredibly helpful: Kegels for men. These involve gently squeezing and releasing the muscles you'd use to stop yourself from urinating midstream. Practicing these helps strengthen the base of the penis, improves blood flow, and makes erections firmer. Over time, many men also say they feel more sensation and have better control when it matters most. The wonderful thing about Kegels is how easy they are to fit into your day. You can do them quietly anytime, whether you're sitting at your desk, driving your car, or even lying in bed. Just gently squeeze your pelvic muscles, hold for about 5 seconds, then let go. Start with 10 reps a day, and as you get comfortable, you can slowly do more. The benefits add up surprisingly fast, but the rewards of movement go beyond just the body. Regular physical activity also helps melt away stress, improves your sleep, and brings clarity to your mind, all of which are deeply connected to your sexual well-being. Many men say that after just a few weeks of moving more, they feel more alive, more confident, and more connected to their body. It's not about being perfect. You don't need a gym membership or a personal trainer. All it takes is a small daily promise to yourself to move, even just a little. Because every step you take, every gentle lift, every quiet muscle contraction is a reminder to your body: I'm coming back to myself. Now let's talk about something just as important: what you feed your body. Because the foods you eat every day are not just meals, they're messages. They tell your body how to circulate blood, how to balance hormones, and how to support your passion and performance. In fact, what's on your plate can be your greatest supporter or your quietest saboteur. Let's start with the nutrients that help blood flow and erection quality. One of the key players is nitric oxide, a natural molecule that relaxes your blood vessels, helping blood flow freely, especially where it matters. Some of the best foods to boost nitric oxide: watermelon, which contains citrulline, a compound that helps increase nitric oxide levels. Leafy greens like spinach, arugula, and beets are full of natural nitrates that gently open up your arteries. Even a square of dark chocolate can be helpful. It's rich in flavonoids that support blood flow and help reduce stress. And don't forget about healthy fats. Your body needs good fats to produce testosterone and keep inflammation low. Without enough of them, your hormones can slow down, leaving you feeling tired and off balance. Let's take a closer look at some of the wonderful foods that can boost your health. Avocados are full of heart-healthy fats that support your arteries, while olive oil and nuts are fantastic for reducing inflammation and keeping your blood vessels in top shape. Omega-3 rich fish like salmon and mackerel are key to balancing hormones and keeping those arteries flexible. And don't forget the magic of berries. Whether it's strawberries, blueberries, or blackberries, they're packed with antioxidants that protect your blood vessels and keep them strong as you age. The more colorful and vibrant your meals, the stronger and more resilient your body becomes. But it's not just about what you add. It's just as important to think about what you take away. Highly processed foods, those fried snacks and sugary treats, they cause chronic inflammation, spike insulin levels, and clog your arteries. Over time, all those meals filled with unhealthy fats or refined sugar slowly chip away at your sexual health. And don't forget about the effects of alcohol and caffeine. A small glass of wine might relax you, but too much alcohol can dull your nerves. Likewise, excess caffeine can stir up anxiety, both of which can mess with your ability to perform when it counts. A simple rule of thumb is this: if it grows in the ground or swims in the sea, it's likely helping your body. If it comes in a box, bag, or is fried, maybe think twice. Timing also matters. Eating a heavy, greasy meal right before intimacy can leave you feeling sluggish, bloated, or distracted. On the other hand, lighter, nutrient-rich meals promote mental clarity and a better physical response. You don't need to follow a perfect diet, but you can focus on one that's purposeful. A way of eating that nourishes your body, supports your energy, and sets the stage for stronger, more lasting performance. When you combine good nutrition with movement, your body will start to shift and you'll feel the difference. But there's still one more piece to the puzzle: how to manage stress and restore mental balance. Ready for that next step? Now let's talk about something crucial: stress. You can eat well and stay active, but if your mind is restless, your body will have a hard time responding the way you want it to. That's because stress doesn't just affect your mood, it changes how your body works. When you're feeling pressured, whether from work, family, finances, or your own expectations, your body releases a cascade of hormones. The main one is cortisol, often called the stress hormone. In small doses, cortisol is helpful. It helps you deal with danger or pressure. But when it's around too much, it starts causing trouble. Here's what excess cortisol does to your sexual health. It lowers your testosterone, it reduces nitric oxide, which makes it harder for blood to flow properly, and it causes inflammation, narrowing your arteries and slowing down circulation. Worst of all, it feeds anxiety, especially about performance. Have you ever noticed that the more you stress about doing well, the harder it becomes? That's because when you're anxious, your body thinks it's in danger. And when that happens, reproduction is one of the first things your body shuts down. It's not that you failed, it's just how your biology reacts to stress. So, how do you break this cycle? It starts by teaching your body to relax when needed. Deep breathing, slow, conscious breaths calms your nervous system and lowers cortisol. Mindfulness and meditation, even just 5 or 10 minutes a day, can clear your mind and ease anxiety. Taking walks in nature, feeling the fresh air, can shift your brain from stress mode to a more peaceful place. Spending time with loved ones, sharing a laugh, naturally lowers stress hormones. And remember, if anxiety becomes too much, talking to a professional isn't a sign of weakness. It's a wise step toward healing. Your emotional health is just as important as your physical health, and that includes your sexual well-being. When you calm your mind, you're giving your body the chance to work the way it's supposed to. It's not about trying harder, it's about letting go of the pressure and allowing your body to do what it was designed to do. Now let's talk about simple, natural ways to boost circulation and performance without the need for medication. Beyond exercise, diet, and mindset, there are a few easy, natural techniques you can try at home to improve blood flow to the pelvic area. Let's start with one that's often overlooked: penile massage. By gently massaging in circular motions around the base and along the shaft, you stimulate blood vessels, encourage oxygen flow, and help keep the vascular walls flexible. It's like physical therapy for performance, not pleasure. And with regular practice, it can enhance both sensitivity and firmness over time. Another gentle technique is using warm compresses. Applying a warm towel or heating pad to your lower abdomen or inner thighs for about 10 to 15 minutes helps open up blood vessels, boosting circulation in the arteries that supply the pelvic area. It's a gentle, effective way to prepare your body before intimacy or to relax in the evening. One simple method you can try is hydrotherapy, alternating between hot and cold water in the shower. This contrast helps your blood vessels expand and contract, almost like a natural pump. You can focus the water on your abdomen, thighs, and lower back. Over time, this helps strengthen your circulatory system. And don't forget the power of sunlight. Just 15 to 20 minutes of sun exposure in the morning helps your body produce vitamin D, which plays a key role in regulating testosterone. Low vitamin D levels have been linked to difficulties with erections, so whenever you can, step outside for a little fresh air. Even just a short walk around the block can make a difference. Another helpful practice is stretching the pelvic region. Simple stretches that open up your hips, lower back, and inner thighs, like butterfly pose or kneeling lunges, can improve circulation and flexibility. When your muscles are relaxed and open, blood flow becomes more efficient, and any tension or discomfort that might interfere with intimacy can be eased. And let's not forget about sleep. Consistent, deep sleep is one of the most powerful yet underrated tools for improving erections. While you rest, your body heals, produces testosterone, and resets your nervous system. Skimping on sleep can slowly deplete your energy and vitality, even if you're doing everything else right. You don't need to try everything at once. Pick one or two things, start slowly, and stay consistent. Each of these natural practices sends a positive message to your body. I'm ready to heal. I'm ready to function. I'm ready to return to my best. Now, if you've made these changes but still feel like the results aren't quite where you'd like them to be, it might be time to consider medical support. In the next part, we'll talk about when to see a specialist and what tests or treatments might be helpful. Sometimes, even with all the best lifestyle changes, eating better, exercising regularly, improving sleep, and managing stress, the results may not be as noticeable as you hoped. And that's okay. In some cases, the issue might be deeper than just habits. When that happens, it's important to get professional help. Seeing a urologist or endocrinologist isn't a sign of weakness. It's a responsible, empowering decision to better understand what's really going on inside your body. So when should you seek medical advice? If you've had trouble with erections for more than a few months despite making lifestyle changes, if you notice a sudden drop in libido, energy, or mood, if you experience pain, numbness, or any unusual sensations, or if the quality of your erections is affecting your relationships or self-esteem, it's time to talk to a professional. A doctor can start by ordering some simple but essential blood tests. These may include total and free testosterone levels to check your hormonal balance, fasting glucose and HbA1c to screen for diabetes or insulin resistance, a cholesterol panel to look for potential arterial blockages or early signs of cardiovascular risk, and thyroid function tests, since thyroid disorders can impact libido and energy. In certain cases, your doctor might recommend additional diagnostics, such as a penile Doppler ultrasound to assess blood flow, or neurological testing if there's a concern about nerve function. Based on your results, your doctor may suggest treatments like hormone replacement therapy, HRT, if testosterone is significantly low, PDE5 inhibitors, such as sildenafil, better known as Viagra, or tadalafil, also called Cialis, to help increase blood flow, natural supplements, or vascular therapy. These recommendations will depend on your preferences and medical history, but here's an important point: never self-medicate. Many men try ordering medications online or borrow pills from friends, not realizing that these can interact dangerously with other prescriptions, especially for heart disease or blood pressure. Medical treatment isn't a shortcut. It's a strategic addition only after you've laid the foundation with healthy lifestyle changes. When both natural changes and medical insights work together, they can significantly increase your chances of restoring full sexual health. In the final section, we'll bring everything together, helping you move forward with clarity, strength, and a plan you can trust. So now you know the truth. Erection issues after age 55 are not the end of intimacy. They're a signal, one that your body needs more care, more attention, and a different kind of strength. And the best part? You have far more control than you might think. Everything we've covered, from blood circulation, hormones, and nitric oxide, to daily habits, stress management, nutrition, and sleep, these aren't random pieces. They're part of one integrated system, your body's natural ability to heal, restore, and respond. Here's what you need to remember. Motion matters. A simple 30-minute walk can transform your circulation. Food is medicine. What you eat either builds or blocks your blood flow. Peace of mind is power. A calm mind opens the body's pathways. Sleep restores. Deep rest renews your hormones and desire. Professional care is wisdom. Seeking help is strength, not shame. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be present with your choices, your health, and your future. So take one small step today. Stretch, walk, breathe, swap one processed meal for a fresh one. Do it not just for performance, but for confidence, connection, and joy. And if this message resonated with you, know this: you're not alone. Many men are walking the same path silently, but now you have the knowledge, the tools, and the power. Move forward with clarity because your best years don't end at 55. They begin with the choices you make starting today.